Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. Today we're going to finish up with Passionate Pilgrim, and we're going to go back to that poem that some versions call Poem 15, because there was the one that was 5 stanzas that some versions split in 2 and call 14 and 15. Anyway, this is another one that appears in some of the versions that I found of Passionate Pilgrim. It was likely not written by Shakespeare, but it was they're not entirely sure who wrote it. If you know who wrote it, please let me know. I couldn't find anything. But I also didn't spend, years looking. But anyway, this poem, which I'm going to call 15a, says, "It was a lordling's daughter, the fairest one of 3, that liked of her master, as well might be, till looking on an Englishman, the fairest that I could see, her fancy fell a-turning. Long was the combat doubtful, that love with love did fight, to leave the master loveless, or kill the gallant knight. To put in practice either, alas, it was a spite unto the silly damsel. But one must be refused, more mickle was the pain, that nothing could be used to turn them both to gain. For of the 2 the trusty knight was wounded with disdain. Alas, she could not help it. Thus art with arms contending was victor of the day, which by a gift of learning did bear the maid away. Then, lullaby, the learned man hath got the lady gay. For now my song is ended." So this is a cute little poem with a fun little rhyme scheme about a love triangle. Simple as that. It's not really, if you want to dig into the specifics of who won in this love triangle, you're welcome to. But basically it was a noble woman was kind of in love with her teacher, but then she saw this really good looking knight and was sort of torn who she was going to be with, and they were sort of torn fighting over her, and she didn't want to lose either of them, but ultimately she has to, because she can't be with both. So in the end she chose her teacher, her master, and let the knight go. So I think it's a little bit interesting that she chose the intellectual over the physical attraction. There might be something that you want to take a look at there. But yeah, that's basically the story. This woman liked 2 men who were both fighting over her and ultimately decided to go with her teacher as opposed to the gallant knight, who I'm pretty sure, he probably wound up okay. So anyway, that's Passionate Pilgrim. It was a collection of poems that was published with Shakespeare's name on it, even though he likely only wrote a handful of the poems that are in it. And a lot of those poems probably weren't written for it. They were written for other things and published in this book. But it exists, and those were some poems, and I would love to hear what you thought. For me, the ones that are more obviously written by Shakespeare are a little bit more gratifying, because I feel like they have a little bit more depth and a little bit more meaning. But some of the ones that maybe weren't written by him, like this one today, are fun because they're, cute little ditties with fun little rhyme schemes, and they feel like fun sort of poems. So, which Shakespeare, yes, his poetry can be fun too, but in a different way. But yeah, did you have a favorite? What did you like? What did you not like? Leave comments down there and let me know what you think of all this stuff. And then tomorrow we're going to start digging into the Phoenix and the Turtle, I believe is what we've got coming up next. So I'll see you tomorrow for that. Mwah.